Red alert, red alert. Red alert, red alert. You're listening to Full Mental Racket Podcast with your hosts, Agent Psyte and Red XFO. Red alert, red alert.
Yeah!
Red alert, red alert. Red alert, red alert. Red alert, red alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are very witness to the birth of something fresh, something new. It is the Full Mental Racket Podcast. I'm Agent Psyte.
Red XFO.
And we're here to get some Spitfire rounds of manhood. I'll never regret it. I'll never regret it. All right. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the truth. We are a brand new podcast. Tonight is our virgin birth, as it were.
Maiden voyage.
12/22/2016 at 6 p.m. We're feeling positive. You feeling positive?
Oh, I'm positive. Very positive.
I'm feeling positive about feeling positive. Yeah. We got double positive.
Yeah, I hopefully we'll once a week bring you 2 hours of some good stuff. We'll talk news, maybe some politics. Maybe we'll get into some sports.
We might get in your pants a little.
A little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah, hopefully, if you like what you hear, then tell a friend.
Tell all
get
your
everybody.
friends.
Tell all your friends.
Tell your family. Tell your enemies too. Everyone should hear it.
I agree. I was going to say, yeah, because if you don't like it,
we don't want to be elitist.
Then you're just wrong.
That's what you don't want to be.
But continue to listen still.
Right? No, that's you really shouldn't ever put it on repeat, replay, and these are the two voices of the future.
Right.
No ego at all. All right. So, that concludes our first segment.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, very good. The hello part is over. Yeah. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's things that happen in the world, and things that happen to each and every one of us, and you know what? I want to let you know that we're accepting your input on anything that we come up with. We want you to know that you can call us, talk to us. We're here for you.
Absolutely.
We're 4 years
Hopefully
for you.
Call in and participate. And,
yes.
That's to me. That's what this is all about. Is to two guys shooting the breeze.
That's why we're doing it live.
Absolutely.
That's the whole point is that we're live. We want some communication with all you people. Anyway, so if you want to call in, 619-924-0762 is the number. And we're not running with the green room today, so we'll probably bring you on live on the broadcast without any pre-screen. And feel free just to say hi. And if you just want to sit online and listen to it, we'll put you back on mute, or you can hang out with the gang out. With your thing out. All right. But like I was saying, I digress. There's things that happen to each of us, daily.
Right.
Daily. There's a few things that happen to me every day that, a lesser man.
You want to get off your chest.
Absolutely. You want to take some kind of action.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take some vocal action, I believe. So let's get right into this.
Welcome, newcomers. The tradition begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Ooh, chilling. First off, I love that shit. Seinfeld.
Oh,
man. I have no real grievance with that guy.
It's crazy. You can go back and watch. I'll still watch the
classics, dude. They're kind of timeless.
Oh, totally.
I don't know. What are they? 30, 20 years, 30 years? It was 92.
Yeah, I think the show
early 90s.
I think the show ended in like 93 or something.
Years.
Yeah.
That stuff's still fucking killing.
Oh, totally.
All right, but that's the good news. The bad news is this. This is the airing of grievances, and there's some shit I want to talk about. All right, so recently I became a certified vehicle technician for Lyft. Yeah. I'm a taxi driver, glorified taxi driver. We have clean cars.
You're driving the Lyft, and you're getting out there. And
I'm out there. I'm meeting.
Pressing the flesh.
I'm meeting the people. I'm meeting the people that are visiting here and going, wow. I'm meeting the people that have been here forever and are like, go away.
Right.
And, so recently, including today, we've had some storms here in San Diego, that rare event in which the the large swath of humans that are unbelievably licensed to drive on these roads with us.
First of all, Southern California never rains. Right?
Never.
But when it rains, like the second the first drop hits the windshield, people start wrecking into each other.
Dumb.
They can't handle it. I don't know what it is.
It's water washes the cells of brain away. And someone was commenting, that they didn't want to blame San Diegans for the bad driving because we have so many transplants. And I was like, you know what? And this was a transplant. This wasn't a native that was saying it. I didn't want to toot our own horn too much, but right. I was like, I kind of like that idea that the people who were really born here know how to deal with this random rain. And it's all these other fucks who come from rainy areas,
right?
That don't have a fucking clue how to ride in our roads.
Right.
But there's that other part of me who's like, no. It's you stupid, lazy Southern California.
I don't even think
fuckers.
It has anything to do with, it's not geographics. It's dumb people. That's
right.
really what it is, right? I mean, it's people who don't know how to drive, whether it's, learn to slow down or turn signal or be a little bit more cautious. Nobody knows how to drive. Everyone's driving around, hopped up on, who knows what and paying attention to their cell phones. No one's even paying attention to the road,
Yeah, I don't know. Someone was saying one of my rides as I was taking them down to Mission Valley. I guess he was an expat. He had taken off and he was just visiting his hometown, right? And he's a younger guy. I mean, maybe 30. I don't know. It's hard to tell these days.
Right.
Everybody's on these crazy drugs, anti-aging, growth hormones. We don't know.
You never know.
Anyways, he was shocked. I was distracted. You get off there at Mission Valley, Mission Center Road off the 8, and there's the Hilton or something? I forget what it is. It's a big white building on the south side of the 8.
Oh yeah.
And it lights up the rooms in joy.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Since our birth, it's been doing that. And so I never saw that before. How do you miss
first time, buddy?
How do you miss the biggest fucking joy you've ever seen in your life? Dead face in it.
Yeah.
But that's not what's irking me. We're going to get there. And speaking of the age thing, I did have a great moment in Lyft the other night. This rather adorable 21-year-old girl was front seated. And she right off the bat was like, how old are you?
To you?
To me.
Yeah.
To me. I was like, 42. And she's all, no. And I don't know.
Immediately you were like, I like this girl.
Yeah. We're vibing.
Right.
So I asked her what she thought. She thought, I was going to say like 30. Fucking, you
liked her more.
You're buttering my nuts right now.
Right.
What are you doing, sugar?
You don't have to leave it to him.
What are you doing, sugar tits? Come on. She did have a guy in the back seat, so I'm not sure what their whole deal was. And I mean, so I asked how old she was, and she goes, well, how old do you think I am? I guess I had my initial instinct,
question.
which I never go with my initial instinct, and it's always right. It's always right.
Right.
I always pick the second option,
yeah.
which is always slightly off, and that's what I was. I said, well, I don't know, 23, 24. She's like, ooh, good. She's 21.
Okay. So
I'm double this girl's age, and she was just full of talk and full of questioning. And this is not what irks me. What irks me is I'm on the road. It's a rainy situation, and I'm getting ass hats everywhere, busting with their high beams on, just regular driving, thinking, this helps them see their environment so much better. Meanwhile, the other, 1.5 million San Diegans are going blind on the road.
Hold on. So they're just driving down the road. This isn't a darkly lit,
freeway.
Poorly lit. You're on the freeway.
Multiple cars everywhere.
Running high beams.
This fucker behind me is high beaming me. And he's not like turning them off and on. This is just his standard operating procedure in the rain, I suppose. I don't give any leeway for the people that have like the one standard headlight out and they're like, oh, well, I do the high beam so I don't get a ticket. And I know, fuck you. Go pay $10. Get that fucking light installed.
Right.
Get it installed. Right. I hate you so much. I'm so bad on the road. I'm a fantastic driver. I know I scare a few people because I know my car. That's what it is.
You drive fast. You're
I'm
fast.
aggressive.
You're aggressive.
I'm
yeah,
an aggressive,
okay.
but aggressive and alert.
Yeah.
I've got situational awareness and confidence in the car. And so I give no extra leeway to these people who have some medical reason. You know what I mean? One light's out. I got to do what I got to do. No, driving. Every time I drive, I get into a Mad Max thought where
that doesn't surprise me.
No, I'm driving and I'm thinking, I want to run this person off the road, and my brain goes through the whole list of like, this could be an innocent old lady, this could be a really good person going to save a life, whatever. I'm like, override. They're in my way. They are wrong to be where they are. Mm-hmm. 65 is the speed for the slow lane, people. The slow lane.
Move to the right.
Go to the right if you're going to go 65 or under. All the other lanes are for above 65. All the other lanes.
It should be like a graduated,
Absolutely.
Speed limit. Like,
Absolutely.
You're going 65 or slower, you're in the furthest right lane. And it just progresses from there.
Or you're just hounded out of society otherwise.
I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. I definitely agree.
So I'm very upset with wet drivers in San Diego, and especially those wet drivers that are using their high beams. With or without the wet, really, truthfully. They're dicks either way. It's the most inconsiderate thing. I want to kill them. And they're making me a lower person because of their inconsiderate nature. You understand?
You're stooping to their level.
I don't want to think thoughts of murder, torture.
Right.
All these things that just arise in me.
Yeah.
I need to handle this problem. I need to expedite this in a very quick fashion. And I don't know. You just start seeing people as animals, and what do you do with you fucking smack it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It
reminds me, we've had that discussion before where, this idea that either you're super poor or you're super rich and you got great insurance, and you just decide to use your car as a weapon. Render people off the road.
Right.
Like, move out of my way. Coming through.
Exactly.
If you're super poor, then you got a piece of crap car, and who cares,
who
right?
Who gives a shit? The threat is real, people.
Ram.
The threat is real.
Right.
Yeah. It's the middle class. They're the only ones that give a fuck, that actually care about their vehicles.
Yeah, they have something to lose.
Yeah. It's like it's going to cost too much to replace or repair, or the medical things, and the poor people are like, I couldn't afford anything. I'm not gonna pay any of it. And the rich are just like,
I got so much money. I don't care.
Tidbits. Yeah. I'll take you out, son. I'll wreck your car and then take you out and have you burned and your whole life removed from the record books. You're done. So you had something happen also to you that I know you shared the piece of it, and I didn't want to hear it all because I wanted you to just give me that fresh meat live. But please tell me, air your grievance, Red.
Well, I'm sound asleep. This is a Tuesday night.
Mm.
It's 3 a.m. and the wife wakes up, immediately hops out of bed. And the weirdest thing is, this is initially what comes right out of her mouth as she gets up. Someone's stealing our bikes. She heard a noise, and somehow it was automatically, someone stealing our bikes.
Right.
And let's face it, Bree's got super hypersensitive hearing. So half the time she's like, I hear this, and yeah. You don't really hear that, But I could sense in her tone that she was for real, and she was getting up. And, let's face it, Red sleeps naked. Okay. So I had to hop up, I'm putting my clothes on. Like I'm still, I'm half asleep. I'm not really sure what's happening, and, I'm like, open the door, open the door right there. Look out there. And thank God for the rain a week ago, because I had my bikes cable locked to a picnic table outside, but it was in the rain. So I brought them super close and, tied them right to the stairs, cabled them up. So literally when you open the door, our bikes are right there. Like I can see them from the bed, you know?
Right.
And so immediately when she pops open the door, I see Bree's bike is 5 feet away. And so I knew right there, like it couldn't have even stretched that far. I'm like, oh, this is real. You know, now I'm hopping up, I'm putting my clothes on. And I go bounding down the stairs. I see my bike right there. It's gone. So that's gone. I look immediately and I see that it was a cable lock, and it's clipped, snapped. And I run around the corner real quick, and all of a sudden, right at the front is a bike leaning up against a random bike. I don't even know whose bike this is. Okay. It's just leaning up against the front. All of a sudden, I look down, and there's a wheel on the ground. What is going on? You know, again, it's 3 a.m. I'm woken out of sleep. I'm not even sure what is happening. And I go around and I see my bike it's tipped over on its seat and its handlebars. It's kind of upside down. And the front tire on my bike is flat. It goes flat all the time. I just pump it up when I ride it kind of thing, you know?
Okay.
So the quick release lever is up. This tire was right. He was about to swap it out with this other tire.
Oh shit!
When we came bounding out,
right? And
he split, right?
Right.
So this was like it was like mid theft.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, okay, this guy he's right here. So,
right.
You know what I mean? So
Adrenaline.
Yeah. Oh, totally, dude. Now I'm pumped, right? Because I'm gonna find this guy. You know, thank God my bike is there, but hey, I'm gonna find this guy. You know, who's creeping around? He's got some other bike sitting here. Like, what's this guy up to? So immediately I run over on like the next row. I look down and I see a guy walking down like the little lane there, and I just go running after him. I go right up on him. Hey man, you stealing bikes? And he turns around and it's like a younger guy, maybe early 20s, maybe late teens or something, real young kid.
Yeah.
He's not dressed. I mean, he's dressed nice. You know, not like Sunday best or anything, but he's in clean clothes. He's on a cell phone. He's like, what are you talking about? You know,
right.
I live here, man. No. I stay over here. And, you know, I go, well, then you see anybody running around? And he immediately goes right over there. I did actually see some guy right over here.
Right.
So again, a little confused, not quite sure. Is this the guy? Is there somebody else around here? This guy he doesn't look the part really, you know, to me. It wasn't what I was expecting a thief to look like, you know? So I go running around. I don't see anybody. All of a sudden, this guy comes driving up. Now he's Bree stops me, by the way. She's like, "That's him." Like, what are you talking about? That's the guy. Like, it's starting to dawn on me. Like, something's this. You know, I see him driving by in his car now, and I run over and I stop him. Hey, man. He actually stops me, and he's like, "Hey, I saw a guy. He ran behind this building over here, and." You know, totally, man. It wasn't me. Like, introduces himself. Hey, my name's Tim. I live right over here. And I lean on the car and I go, hey, something's a little suspicious. You know, I hop up out of bed about 10 seconds after we hear a noise of my bike being stolen.
Right.
I run around the corner. You're the only person I see.
Right.
I'm a little suspicious. Wasn't me, man. I swear, you know. So I kind of lean in the car. Get about 4 inches from his face.
All right.
I'm like, I will pull out of this car. I will kill you.
Oh, shit.
I will kill you.
Oh, shit.
No, man. I swear, man. I get it. I understand. It wasn't me.
Right.
Later, the boy's like, a little over the top. Kill the guy. And I'm like, it's not even about the bike.
Right.
It's not even about the bike.
Right.
By the way, my bike is still there.
Right.
So it didn't even get stolen. But it's the point that this person's going to come take something that I worked for.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey man, get out of my stuff.
Totally.
You know.
Yeah, it could be a $15 garage sale bike.
Doesn't matter.
You know, maybe the threat of murder wouldn't have been as ready, but you got a nice piece there. You're living good. You know, in this little place where you know, you got your environment where you're supposed to feel kind of cozy, and dude, to come out and see what equates to a punk.
Oh, totally.
A little punk.
Totally.
And you know inside that you've got the person.
Right.
You've got the fucking person.
And what do I do?
Can't.
What do I do? Like later, I thought to myself, like I could have reached right in the car I mean, I was that close to his face. I was in the car practically. I could have just easily reached over and just, turn the car off and pull the keys out.
Right.
Walked away. He wasn't going to,
Right.
He's a much bigger man than he
Yes,
was.
you are a large guy.
So
towering.
I mean, it was just later that popped in my head. I was like, I should have. But what do you do? Like the guy, he's sounding convincing, as far as telling me, hey, it wasn't me, and
practiced liar.
Yeah, practiced liar. Right.
Yeah, dude, unbelievable thieves. They're just thieves and liars, man. They got to burn.
Oh,
we've got a caller on the line. Let's go ahead and see what the funky funk is going down here. Caller, you're live. How you feeling?
Pretty good. How you guys doing? It's Mojo.
Oh, shit. I recognize that voice.
I wanted to congratulate you on your launching date point and say hello from the world of the paranormal. That where nothing is normal and everything is real because it all comes from the internet.
Thanks, Mojo.
Mojo, yes, from two in the same boat, live here on Intestinal Fortitude Radio. What you up to tonight, big guy?
I am making a salami sandwich. That is what I'm making. With smoked salmon, cream cheese from Philadelphia, and a jalapeno bagel cheese from Vaughan. Oh. Yes, I am about to mash down.
You're sounding awfully Whole Foodsy today.
Well, I never went to Whole Foods. I just went to Vaughn's.
Right.
Accomplished the same goal. Sounds delicious, man. I'd eat that. Bring one over.
Exactly.
I will.
You know where the temple
right now. Yep. At the temple.
At the temple. Yep. We're feeling pretty good up here. How's it sounding on your end?
Oh, it sounds great. You guys sound good. I heard about the almost a possible loss from Mr. Paul's home about the bike.
Thank God. I had my.
Don't you live in Hamul though? Like, what's going on with the theft of a bike in Hamul? That's kind of weird.
No.
Yeah. I'm in a transition period. I used to live in Campo, so way out east, but I'm in a little transition period right now, so doing something different.
Yeah, he's closer over by the 5 for a little while right now, so there's a little more element. Yeah.
No matter how if you were still living out in Campo, like that would be a far bike ride just to try to get it back into town to sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Heard.
That's the thing about this guy is he had a car with him. So was it him? Like, what's he doing with the bike? Is he riding? Is he putting it in the back of the car? Then why swap out the tire? Like, is he trying to make it rideable, or is he putting it in the back of a car? Like, the whole thing was like
room for doubt.
Yeah,
a little room for doubt.
Yeah.
If you could just. if you could have just sniffed him like the cologne in the air or something, and I got you, motherfucker.
If I would have had 15 more minutes, if I'd have pulled the keys out of the ignition,
right,
another 10 more minutes of
real
waking up out of
interrogation.
sleep, I would have known what was up.
Absolutely. Mojo, you wanna hang on the line and chat for a bit, or you got to go make that sandwich?
I'm trying to make the sandwich. I just had a guest stop by, but I did want to say I love you guys, man, and I want to wish you luck. And
thanks, man.
And if my guest leaves within the next, he doesn't stay here very long, but if he leaves, and I'll call back for sure. Because you guys are on for a couple hours, correct?
Yeah, we got 2 hours. We'll be here till the 8 o'clock hour. So. Excellent. Yeah, we'll say hi to your guest.
No, I'll call back. But I wanted to say, it was just unexpected. I'm sorry, but I wanted to let you guys know that, you got my you're in my thoughts, and best of luck with the show, and thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, thanks, Mojo.
Thank you, Mojo, from Two in the Same Boat. Tune into his show Mondays. When are you coming back? On the 9th, right? January 9th?
Yes. Coming back 9th of January, Mondays 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. If you want to look out what's real on, if it's on the internet, it must be real. Come check us out. If you want to talk about UFOs, weird stuff, fans, call us.
Absolutely.
Nice.
All right, buddy boy. Well, enjoy your sandwich and look forward to hearing from you a little later.
All right. Thank you, man. Bye.
Peace. All right. Well, we've got another caller.
Hey now.
Why don't we go ahead and take this one? Don't recognize the number. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Caller, you're live. Who's this?
Hey, this is Harry Peters.
What's up, Harry?
Harry Peters.
Hey, not much.
That's
Hey,
delicious.
first-time caller, first-time listener.
All right. We're first-time broadcasters, so this is
right.
This is some virgin sex for all of us.
Nice. I'm feeling it. I'm in a gay bathhouse, and I'm biting the bubbles listening to your show.
Biting the bubble.
I think I know who this is.
In a gay
I think I
bathhouse.
recognize that voice.
What city you in there, Harry?
Santucky.
Santucky.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I didn't know they had a lot of, or even one gay bathhouse in Santucky.
Make me some pancakes.
Well, is this an underground gay bathhouse, or is this an openly gay, got a rainbow flag out front, and guys walking in towels going inside?
Well, it's exclusively for big truck driving gay men.
Ooh. Ooh.
So you have to have a one ton or bigger.
Are you a bottom or a top? Are you a
power bottom?
I'm a pitcher, not a catcher.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I heard your show earlier on the bicycles. You still talking about bicycles over there?
Sure. What you got?
I have a unicycle for a while, but I had a flat tire. I can't drive it anymore.
Oh, come on. You rock the unicycle?
I'm off it with the. I used to pop wheelies on it, and I got the flat tire on the front, and can't ride it anymore. I'm gonna. I'm gonna put on the hopper up.
The front fender got a little smashed in and pierced the old sidewall.
Like we say at the bathhouse, a little mud on the fender don't hurt nobody.
Oh, yummy. Oh, man. That's tasty, dude. Mud on the fender.
How's the weather over there?
What is it?
Where are you
Soppy?
broadcasting at?
We're at the Temple of Sonic Light, which is located on top of a hill overlooking House of Gold, otherwise known as Casa de Oro.
Nice.
Oh yeah, San Diego, California. You know, a beautiful place to be.
How's it sound out there?
I love it.
How do we sound?
Beautiful. Oh,
Kentucky.
Nice. You wouldn't believe it. Like shit in a tin horn, guys. It sounds wonderful. You ever pooped in a tuba?
No, but I watched one of my friends do it, and it looked fun. Although I don't want to actually be in the experience again.
I do have one topic I would like to touch on this evening. If we have an open forum this evening.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's hear it.
With all this new marijuana laws and whatnot, I'll be honest and open and frank with you. I smoked some ganja tonight.
Okay.
And if that's all right, if we can say that on the air there.
I think we can say that.
Basically what happened is I got a hell of a case of the heebie-jeebies. You guys know what the heebie-jeebies are?
Hey, are you sensitive to the heebie-jeebies?
Well, it depends. If it's older herb and the CBGB count is over 6,975, I'm good.
That is nearing a dangerous level.
7 does it for me. That's it.
Right.
7
okay.
I'm shitting like a dog shitting peach seeds. I'm telling you, I'm shaking all over. It's
peach seeds.
I want to do standing yoga, if you will. You got to stretch it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The heebie-jeebies.
So I don't know if you guys ever had heebie-jeebies. It's not for everyone, I tell you, my pal.
Hey, no. Some people are sensitive to the heebie-jeebies. I've heard that.
That's
it
right.
Is the heebie-jeebie season. The heebie-jeebie season.
Yeah.
Upon us.
Oh,
Santucky. Hey, you Harry? Are you a married individual, or are you living the bachelor gay life?
Single fella.
Yeah, single fella.
Well, I'm happily married actually, and I recommend it to everyone. It's
is she happily married
institution.
Too?
Well, her name's Angela, and Angela. we've not been separated. Yeah, we haven't been separated. It's like we've been at birth, So, I recommend it. And that could do with either left or right hand. But
right.
That's a personal question. I don't want to bring it on the air.
No. Well, we appreciate your modesty.
Are you married yourself there, Richard? Or what was your name?
They call me Psyte. Yes, Franklin.
Psyte.
Franklin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Psyte.
Yes, because I can see.
Married yourself?
Yeah, no, I had to. The one person I tricked into marrying me got wise to the gimmick, and had to literally leave the northern continent and northern hemisphere altogether.
Right.
The bailout was very dedicated. That person decided she needed at least 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 miles,
something like that.
Something you don't swim to. So I decided I'm the best option for me. And
how about you, bicycle boy?
I'm a happily married man.
This guy's like a textbook happily married guy. He's got the old Jerry Mathers going on.
It was like 46 years, I think.
Yeah.
Like that of marriage.
Dude, I don't know how you do it.
That's howdy doody there, buddy.
You know it.
Caller, yes, Mr. Peter.
Harry, I'm glad you called. Yeah, I'm glad you called, Harry.
Well, I'm sitting here and it's my cable went out. One of the rabbit ears broke off because my pet monkey got on top of the coffee table and broke the rabbit ear off the fucker. And I just don't get Maury anymore. So, I said, well, I'll give this a shot. I've never done it before. And how do I sound? My flip phone, I just got my flip phone just reinstated. How do I sound on it right now?
Sounds surprisingly good.
Who's that ex-governor? You sound like Jesse Ventura to a degree.
He's got a little bit of that.
He's got a little Ventura in him. I tell you, brother.
He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I really, really fond of how that Macho Man looks in those gold pipe benders he wears.
Right. You got a little Macho Man impression?
Oh, yeah. I really can't. I'm not very good at it. I love those Slim Jims, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Slim Jims.
Yeah. Snap into a seatbelt.
Didn't Macho die? He died recently, didn't he?
He wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Oh.
Snap into a seatbelt.
Went right back.
Well, they say only the good die young.
At what point do you not be young? Like, if I was to die at 50, would I be in the good range, or am I at the bad border? Like, if only the good die young, at what point do I become a bad person?
Right. Yeah.
I feel like I'm most of the way there already, but I'm curious because I don't know how old you are, Harry, but you sound like you might have a couple years on me.
Well, I got a few gray beards and the old ball sack. Let's put it that way.
Nice. Delicious.
You sound like a treat at the bathhouse.
Well, I got kicked out of there a while ago. Apparently, they don't like you shitting in the jacuzzi. So, after I learned that rule, then you get in there and you relax, guys. I'm telling you, it's really something. It is. It's because
there's something in the water that makes you relax. And then you put something in the water that made everyone not be able to relax.
Yeah.
Well, it looked just like a baby Ruth, so it came out real easy. It's just as easy as it went out. It can just get the skimmer there, and you're good.
Get the skimmer.
Lucky you're not lactose intolerant.
No such thing as germs.
Oh, now that's another story for another time, gentlemen. I don't think we have enough time on the time on the collar, as they say.
Right. Oh.
Well, now what do we talk about?
I've got
kind of awkward silence.
No, I'm sorry. I just got this communication here.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody wants me to ask you something.
Oh, you got a communication that would ask the caller?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This is a
question
no,
for
not
Harry.
the caller. No.
Oh, okay.
This is a question for Red.
Oh, it's a question for me. Okay.
Or I think it's a question. I'm not even sure. Maybe it's just I didn't really pre-read this, so I'm hoping this works out. You ask how Red is married so long. I will give you an example.
Oh, okay.
This is where typos go. This is where autocorrect gets nasty. I was 6 the other day and literally couldn't talk. I think she meant sick. Sick. I think she meant sick. We're not sure what kind of kink is going on. All right, so we decided to communicate via text while laying in bed. He decided about 3 minutes into the convo to just shut off the cell. That's how he puts up with this old lady and stays happily married.
That sounds about right. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Right next to her. He doesn't have to tell her to shut up because she can't fucking talk. He just fucking turns off his phone. He's like, "You're totally fucking shut down."
Yeah.
Ah!
You're done. You're done. That's how you stay married.
Secrets to good life. Nice. All right. Well, you know what? I'd like to kind of get into some of these current events if we could.
Is Harry still on the line?
Harry, if you want to talk, you stay on. We can talk some of these current events, or we can put you on mute and you can stay listening on the phone, whichever you like.
No, I got nothing better to do. I got a little Pop-Tart going in the Easy Bake Oven.
Is that what you call that nasty shit you like to do?
I
don't know gay slang, so.
Right.
Yeah,
we're not in your group,
dirty?
buddy. Your privileged group.
Does everybody got to be sick like that? Now, come on, now, really.
You're
you
straight
can tell
gay.
if your partner's gay or not. You know that, right?
You can. I've heard that.
Yes, you can. If your dick tastes like shit, then you know there's some trouble there. That's how we figure that out. But
there's definitely some trouble because anybody that does some butt fucking needs to wash their cock afterwards. I mean, that's just you just do that.
You guys are getting me chubbed up here. Let's get back on the current.
We're rated R. We can get away with whatever we want. This is a rated R broadcast. Those listening that are under 18, we commend you, but don't do it.
Ask your parents.
Exactly. Get them to listen too. Okay, so let's talk about this. We had a big moment in American history, I suppose, that happened Monday. Yeah, Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monday was that extra special vote. The threat of a Republican defection from the electors, the elector defectors, was on all the news sites. You know, that was what's going to happen. The Never Trump, the Stop Trump, the Dump Trump, the Trump gang.
The protests on the streets.
Every fucking little fagtard group that was out there was just like, here we're going to go with it.
Easy.
Hey now.
Easy.
Oh, sorry. I don't want to offend you.
Let's don't stereotype the cocksuckers now. Come on.
Exactly. So, but no, it was a bunch of whiners, getting their whiny group going and trying to make believe something was going to happen, and it just wasn't, what it was going to go down. And turns out, what happens? Hillary Clinton ends up losing more electors than Trump. Oh,
so it was more.
Oh my God.
One-sided.
It's like her. It doesn't matter how many babies she sacrifices now.
No.
Like something has happened. Like Satan is going, I got you, bitch.
Right.
I got you. You've lost how many elections? We're showing in every which way you're not getting there. She's still crying. I think she was on news the other day, still complaining about the Russians.
Yeah.
The freaking Russians.
But Putin himself.
Putin.
Is that you? No, Putin himself was directly involved.
Directly.
He was on the keyboard hacking the.
Dude,
the
is she Hail Marying right now?
Yeah.
Is this Rivers' fourth quarter? Fucking 20 seconds on the clock, throwing his last interception.
Yeah.
Is that what he's? Oh.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it was a good effort. Certainly the mass media,
Hillary,
push the idea that asking the electors to defect and again unfit to serve, which is hilarious. Like, who's unfit?
Begging and pleading. It was all the work. This is the greatest election of all time.
I agree, and I'm not honestly. I don't think I can speak for you too. Neither one of us are fans of Trump.
No.
But
just as a character. It's
hilarious.
I'm all behind this character being in the spotlight. I don't give a fuck who's the president. Ultimately, I think I'd have a bit more vitriol in some ways if it was Clinton, because there's so much to have vitriol against. There's such a backlog of information about her that just fucking throw a dart, you're gonna hit something and you can go off on it. Whereas Trump, he's gonna start digging his holes now.
Like we said before. I mean, or I know we've had this conversation. If you can't stand corruption, government corruption by the elite, Hillary Clinton is the tip of the spear. Like, you know what I mean? That
doesn't get worse.
No, it doesn't get worse.
It doesn't get worse.
That's the person you should absolutely abhor.
Am I correct? Was she disbarred, or was that just Michelle Obama?
I think it was Bill. Bill was disbarred, right?
For
the whole.
She was kicked off of the Watergate investigation.
Shut off.
Yeah, that's what she was kicked off. An investigation into corruption and scandal. She wasn't fit to be on the investigation team because obviously, why? Right. I mean, if she's so smart and all this, it's not lack of intelligence. It must be, she kind of showed having an agenda, or she's in someone's pocket, something. I don't know. I wonder who she was voting for or rooting for back then. Probably Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
She was probably looking at Nixon or whatever, going, "I'm next, motherfucker." The country's ready. So, you got anything to say on the elector defector situation there, Harry?
I think he dropped off the line. Harry, you still there?
Harry might have scooted himself right along.
Well, I just want to say to Harry.
He did a French exit.
I just want to say to Harry, make me some pancakes, moccasin bears.
Yeah. Okay, he's checked out. All right, so wow, time's flying by. Time is flying by, and we're not getting through our shit. Yeah. We're gonna have to analyze how we design these shows. All right, so next, fun stuff, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, this is going to be a delight to you. Paul, you want to handle this? This had to do with an elite individual.
An elite individual?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, an elite.
He's an elite
individual.
Well,
I know we're going to touch on some of this on Sacred Sunday Talk.
Sacred Sunday Talk coming up later. Sunday. Second half of the show, Sacred Sunday.
Yeah, we'll talk a little NFL. And we'll get into some of the Chargers stuff for sure. But
absolutely.
But yeah, so apparently during the game on Sunday, Chargers Raiders on the field, there is an elite security guard.
Elite.
Literally on the field. I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen this by now. I know it made national news.
If you haven't, what you just
don't look.
What would they Google? Probably just elite guard caught.
I think that's
enough right
elite there. In the Google search.
At this point,
probably
top of it. Yeah, if you just wrote the word elite in Google, you'd probably get a video for it, or at least 20 articles on this.
But it turns out, though, they've completed the investigation into the incident. It turns out he wasn't doing what you thought. He was actually choking out a Raider fan.
Fuck you, Raiders. Oh my God. So this guy caught. I don't know if it was a live, one of the cameras that was actually broadcasting.
No. This was a fan. This was actually a fan in the stands who used their cell phone to video this person pleasuring himself.
So
the cheerleaders.
A quick description. Homie's got one arm, like he's got his left hand or right hand in the pocket.
Okay.
He's got it in the pocket. He's got his schlong pretty fucking erect.
Grabbing his package.
He's got his dick pointed down and to the left. If we're going with the left hand, like I'm just, I'm
really
lefty.
descriptive.
Yeah. In case people haven't seen this, I want them to understand.
It's hand in pocket.
He's got a hand in the pocket, and inside the pocket, he's wrapped around his own dick, and he's going up and down across, his thigh kind of at a diagonal.
I think, yeah.
All right.
I think they get the point.
And then he's got his right hand like covering his wrist, like he's covering his wristwatch or something.
Like he's standing almost at attention, like he's holding his wrist.
He thinks he's being so fucking cool.
Sly.
He thinks he's being so fucking cool about it. Like no one sees this. It is plain as day what he's doing. It is crazy.
Yeah.
So
he's standing there like next to the cheerleaders. He's literally
he looks over every
enjoying the cheerleaders
3 seconds. He
on
goes
the
over
field.
there. Yeah, it's amazing.
And the thing that's crazy
the
is
balls on this guy.
Right. I mean,
literally, right?
The puns could go forever, but yeah, I mean, 68,000 fans are there. Like, first of all, you're working, number one, like on the job. You know what I mean? But
a close game. They're watching the field intently. This isn't a game where like it's half full or anything. And this is Raiders, and they don't take eyes off the field. They're aggressively viewing their team.
Yeah, I mean, 68,000 Raider fans.
That's what it was.
67,000 were drunk. The other, 1,000 had.
There were 300 Chargers fans in the stadium.
Yeah,
that is the official.
They
count.
had to return for work furlough. They have to test. They do urine tests so they don't drink. But yeah, I mean, the stands are full, and this guy's just doing his thing. Like, and somebody just captures it on video. And I mean, seriously, that's like serial.
No, that's
rape status right there.
This guy is the beginning, or he's officially crossed over. He's officially crossed over into that person. Yeah, the rapist, sociopath. You can't, dude. You can't, dude. You get a blanket. You're in the stands, and you can create a fake tent that will totally hide your emotion. Even then, the person right behind you sees the subtle muscle movements in the back of your shoulder as you're doing this, and any man knows what the fuck that's about. And so basically, don't masturbate in public unless
that's a good.
If it's your woman or your partner doing it for you and you're getting off in that way, I excuse it. I excuse that. I do. That's excuse allowed. That. I think if you get caught,
that's lovemaking.
Yeah, that's some weird kinky shit that you're expressing love with each other somehow. I just got to support it, even if you have to go to jail for it. But when you're doing it to yourself, no, you can watch porn at home, bro.
Yeah, I mean, literally in 3 hours, you're going to be home in the privacy of your own home to do.
You were right there. Just play it back in your imagination. They can bend over further. What is your problem, bro?
Yeah.
What is your problem? Because you know what? We're not taught to, or no one's taught to use their imagination anymore. That's part of the problem. Part of the problem with porn in the first place is that you stopped having to daydream about all these cool, sexy things you'd want to do.
Right.
And those were really great dreams. And then all of a sudden you just blank. You can't even imagine them anymore. It's just I end up just replaying videos you've seen, instead of creating scenes.
Yeah, and that's what they're saying. I actually read the study about how millennials are no longer having relationships. Millennial males.
Right.
Because they don't need to seek that. I mean, let's face it. Most men, especially that age group, they're looking for sex.
Target.
You know what I mean? And
target heavy.
They're actually not having relationships because they're so they don't need it. They've got porn.
That brings us into our next topic here: the rise of Sexbots and virtual reality. Oh Lord. On this show, this is our first show, and we want to remind people, we have a caller that's been on. Hey, caller that's been on here for 6 fucking minutes. Whoops. You're a fucking trooper.
Whoops.
You're a fucking trooper. All right? Paul and I are just looking deeply into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
And going, we're going to be
talking about the elite security guard.
Yeah. Me describing a guy jerking off in detail. Thinking we're going somewhere real with this, and everyone should hear it. And apparently, one person has put up with it for quite some time.
Maybe they have something to add to the conversation.
I really like this person.
Caller, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring the caller on. Here we go. Caller, you're live with the Full Mental Racket podcast.
What's up, guys? This is Johnny from Lakeside.
Johnny. What's going on, buddy?
Lake Cityan.
I don't know
what's happening.
I don't know if you guys know. It's actually next door. I'm literally neighbors to Santucky.
Yeah, you're right up in there, right? Do you know
I'm
Harry?
very close to Harry. I don't normally hang out with a lot of gay guys, but he's a good guy. I've been trying to tell him to do stand-up comedy for a long time, so maybe someday he'll be able to get it. I know he does get heebie-jeebies.
He does. Some people are sensitive to the heebie-jeebies, Johnny. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah, I have to admit I have had heebie-jeebies before with a little marijuana. You want to be careful with it. You got to stay at the right amount with the right amount of alcohol, and you're fine. You just got to watch
all about
the
a ratio. It's a ratio.
It's percentages. If you do the weight of how much you weigh with beer, with weed at the combo, but it has to be the right percentage. If you go over the percentage, then you can get the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, so it is about the ratio, is what you're saying. You got to properly manage your vices. Now, I've heard that if you do mix improperly and you suffer onset heebie-jeebies, that one of the first symptoms is paint rash. Is that true?
Yes.
That's what I've heard. Aware of that. Listen, now this wasn't WebMD. I don't. It wasn't WebMD. It just wasn't covered in. I mean, I'm sure they're going to get there. Right. But it was like a natural health news or something. Right. And I think I read the same article. Yeah. No. So taint rash. Now, you seem to know a lot about how to stave off onset of the heebie-jeebies. And I'm just wondering.
It's about managing.
What's your formula? I mean, what's the ratio?
Well, first off, I highly suggest alcohol before the marijuana. That is
alcohol first. Alcohol.
Wow. Yes, just a little bit, but not too much. Not too much. See, that's the key.
What is it?
A little bit.
You quantify that for me. Because to me, not too much is like what I'm gonna, a drop of whiskey on my tongue. Is that a decent kickstart? 6 beers. Are we treating this like homeopathic medicine, where we just do micro increments, gathering intensity throughout the day?
Okay, so this is how I prescribe it. It's not really a matter of how many quantities you're drinking. Okay. It's a matter of when you start feeling loose enough where you're kind of like just socializing and having a good time. If you just feel like everything's starting to go good, you're at the beginning of the party, you're not too drunk, you're just right there, you're in that moment, everything's going good, you're a little bit loose, but you're not, you got all your facilities, then you took a little bit of THC.
So you're basically saying.
And then you wait. Don't do 3. Some, you get the stoner guys that just want to, they got the huge, complete, like they can just handle enormous amounts of weed. No, not for most people. You just do 1 and you wait 10 minutes. How does it feel? Does it feel good? Then you go on from there. That's it. It's a really
You're very
simple
measured. I mean, you got this down. Seems like he has a lot of patience. He have a lot of patience. He can say no to alcohol.
You have to.
Or
weed.
You
have to.
Yeah.
If not, the party ends quick. Do you want the party to go long, or do you want the party to go quick?
You want to go all. You want to go all night. It depends how ugly she is. I mean, how good the party is. Yeah.
Right.
So
that is right.
You want to just keep. You want to keep a level head the entire time. Is what you're saying.
It's just moderation and goes. Yeah. And the thing that people don't remember is you can't do 3 hits in a row and just, if the weed's really good, you're fucked. So you got to calm down. Just wait and see how good it is. Maybe it's not that good. You can do 2 back to back. If you feel 1 good, not that strong, 2 back to back next is good. But that's what you got to think about. Johnny, secondly, I do have 2 different things I want to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to talk about politics or Chargers, but I do have both topics I want to talk about.
Chargers are coming later in the second hour, and you certainly can call in at the second hour and get in on the Chargers talk. We'll save that one. But what do you got on the politic front?
The politics side is that I've voted since I was 18 years old. I was a senior in high school. I was very involved in American government.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I was always wanted to vote. My parents always talked about politics, got together. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Right.
And, you know, I've just generally in the last 8 to 12 years, I've just more and more just been incredibly jaded by the fact that, you know, the politicians are just in the engine. They're in the motor. They're in the works that just keeps going. And regardless of what name or face comes into politics, they just grind out the same shit because they're all connected to lobbyism and they're all connected to what's basically big business. And so I'm really not that excited about voting anymore. And, you know, so,
and that's the weird thing, right? Because it's kind of like, is that what they want? Do they want us to not care and just be done with the process and
breeding apathy?
Yeah. So people are apathetic and they can continue to go about their business, you know, following their elite, you know, manifestation of NWO.
Yes, sir.
The politicians are told what to do by pharmaceutical companies, by oil companies, by bank companies, by the stock exchange, by all big companies. And it's because our country allows millions of dollars just to go straight into a politician's pocket because they support that person. And until that changes, and so what I'm most excited about is, you know, Donald Trump is truly an independent. I mean, he's completely out of left field. So either he's going to be totally shitty or he's going to be amazingly good. It's kind of like fantasy football. It's like, okay, this guy's like either he's going to be incredibly good because he's a crapshoot. It's like the number one draft pick from the one quarterback that sucked that you know, the Rams got. It's like it's a crapshoot. You don't know. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, so maybe it can happen. Maybe it can't. I don't know, you know.
I think it'll be interesting to see. Well, we already have a pretty good glimpse, but I was going to say the cabinet to me is going to really determine, you know, where his agenda goes. I think obviously that, you know, voting, you know, electing Trump president was the biggest middle finger to the establishment. At least that's on appearance. You know, that's what it appeared to be. Or, you know, he's an undercover. Undercover.
Right. Yeah, he could be a Trojan horse in certain ways. Sure. I think he's definitely. I think he's definitely intelligent, and he's played a very, very smart role at being kind of the doofus Dumbo, but it's very planned out. I think he's a deep character to try to unravel, and he's been long raised with money and how to protect himself, and he's been able to kind of be under the radar and be seen positive. He's a fascinating character. All right, let's see. It looks like we've got about 1 minute until a commercial break. Maybe it's 2 minutes. We're not sure if it's going to automatically play a commercial at 7 o'clock here or not, but I just want to let you know it might be happening here.
So hey, Johnny, thanks for calling, and call back, man. When we talk, we get on Sacred Sunday Talk. You want to talk Chargers? Bring your topics to the table.
Yes, sir. Johnny.
I think I have a little controversial thing to say about the Chargers. It's about about the whole complete move and everything else. Something to look forward to because I'm telling you, it's kind of a spin, but it's like, I don't know. I think it'll be a different perspective that I haven't heard on, because I listen to a lot of sports radio, so it's something I've been meaning to say for a while.
Good.
Right.
Yeah, get it off your chest. Call in later.
Something good.
Thanks, Johnny.
All right, Johnny. We'll talk to you a little later. All right, bye.
I'll see you after.
Well, we cut you. Ha. Ha ha, Johnny, we cut your ass. All right, well, we were talking about Sexbots and VR. We'll probably just have to get back to that stuff as we come into the second hour. And, you know, things are going well. First hour's kind of flown by, really. Yeah. I was worried. I looked at 6:05 when we were just starting off. I'm all, oh shit, this may not work. And here we go. We're just jamming because, like we said, you know, once we're just fucking hanging out and chit chatting, it just goes along. So, what I'm going to do now, since it's saying about 30 seconds till I think a commercial break, I'm going to go ahead and play our little outro music. Maybe it gets cut off. Maybe it doesn't. I don't fucking know really what's going on. This is the Full Mental Racket, though. You are listening to Agent Psyte and
Red XFO.
And we're coming back at 7 o'clock for a lot more. Stay tuned.
we investigate this and narrow the search into a higher level of refinement. Remove the violent steps, and one by one we break it down. The violence of the crucifix is done, and now money to be gained in your face. But there's some spirit jail that awaits the ICBM Hail Mary. Here I come, the kamikaze style like Dr. Strangelove, the last cowboy ride from sun to sun. Sight on course tonight to go into the one. For the territory, these flags will burn. No holds barred in this quest for glory. I'm going hard. When they gonna learn to get in the dirt, get into the hood, sticking barehanded and dying of thirst. Over and over, I hear it can't be quenched. As I lay drenched in fire, I respond to them. Are you really gonna try to hold me back? Are you really gonna try to use force to attack? On the run, man without a gun. Sounds like these words I thought were just harmless fun, but now I see wars come, holy land, promised land, forgotten land, big contaminated land. Who the fuck should command? Now bring him in here. He's getting more than a slap on the hand. This is war, man. I got the secret I plan. I'm not gonna stop until you understand. Do they still make money out of blood? And do you still feel like you got to fall in love? And am I still getting through to you? Or do you have this whole world locked down, playing it cool? Look at me sitting comfortably, your eyes always see as you and I am believe the creator of a new dream. Make space and time for the outside. The only one who would be until we die. Should I say pass on to a new day? A fortune brings single out for the slave. But goddamn, I really love the way you're making life happen, baby. Too much information, way down with frustration. I wipe you off the map with no relation to the slaughtering of thousands who try to skip it and make sense of this mystery. Cold and hard, but the fire in your eyes. Maybe you could be the answer to this daily routine. I'm trying to figure out the reason behind the curiosity behind the scenes. Well, I'll show you everything, revealing my true identity. Synchronized with the master, your heart begins to pump faster and faster and faster. You set yourself up to deal with. The only reason I'm around is to kill this hope that will be there for you. Hope that I can see you make it through. I always thought you knew. Even up provoking dreams is what I love to do. The reason for you. Hope that I can see you make it through. And it's always thought you knew. I always thought you knew. Even up provoking dreams is what I love to do. Do they still make money out of love? And do you still feel like you got the fall in love? And am I still getting through to you? The blood running. Still getting through to you. Like, we still get through to you. And first and actors were the only ones who ever knew. Oh yeah. Red alert, red alert. Red alert, red alert. You're listening to Full Mental Racket Podcast with your hosts, Agent Psyte and Red XFO. Red alert, red alert. Red alert, red alert. Red alert, red alert.
That's the best commercial.
Red alert, red alert.
So, just so you know, Full Mental Racket, and the music that you're hearing at the moment is from an artist named God of the Jellyfish. He's producing a whole bunch of cool stuff, and I recommend any of you that are interested in something fresh, something new, something electronic. He's got, I don't know, I looked into electronic music recently. Mm-hmm. I did the Wikipedia. And the number of subgenres inside of electronic music. I mean, if you even did electronic dance music, EDM. Okay. There's like 30 fucking subcategories just under that.
Under EDM.
It's absurd. The hyper-specialization that happens in needing to come up. No, this has slightly less mid-range, so it's a totally different fucking style or something. You know what I mean? I can't fucking really tell all the differences at all. I didn't go through all of them, but right. I started just like, as I saw these, like, okay, get up on YouTube and just type in that style and see what comes up and listen to, whatever's going on. There's some fucked up, stupid music, man. I'll tell you. Vaporwave. If you haven't heard of vaporwave, that's pretty boring. Vaporwave.
What is that?
It's I don't know, man. It's kind of this weird throwback into the neon days of like Miami Vice, like imagery of Miami Vice posters or something would very in for some vaporwave kind of stuff. And
some Crockett and Tubbs coming at you.
Yeah, and it's got, it's synth heavy and stuff. It feels 80s, but it's monotonous and ultimately fairly boring. Sometimes there's some vocals or something included, but it's chillin' music really. But I don't know, like so many things. It's when you're just plucking and picking and remixing, you're losing a lot of the that energy of creating that happens.
Right.
It just it's something gets infused in something when you're creating it. There's a freshness to all those who listen, and just rearranging the order of something or taking a beat or two out really isn't the same kind of triggering thing. You know what I mean? I mean, it isn't. And I've spent a lot of time doing that kind of shit.
Is it similar, in other words, like vinyl to digital? Like there's something that
there's that's an analogy that can fit to a degree. Yeah, because there's components as you go into the digital design that goes from a sine wave to a clip wave, I guess I'm not sure what they call it. But yeah, you lose certain frequencies in the curvatures and stuff, but you don't lose any dynamics. In fact, you gain. Well, no, I can't say you gain. I suppose I'm not sure if in the digital world they have it to the ability to go harmonically infinite in both directions, like in the organic, analog situation. Although the analogs really don't. They have a much more limited scope of range. Now that I think about it, yes, but I don't know that digital goes infinite. But maybe the technology that we haven't been given yet does. The idea is that a sound that's actually plucked live, like plucking a guitar string live in front of you, not through this mic, but right to your eardrum. Not only do you hear the main bass tones, but harmonically it's hitting frequencies that are triggering other frequencies infinitely upwards and downwards that are basically imperceptible, but part of the rich tapestry of coloring that tone that makes it feel so alive. And that's why you get into, higher bit rates and better mics. There's, trying to capture those expanded frequencies. That's why I got these fucking sweet ass speakers here, these Atoms, dude, because they got that frequency range that hits up to the 50,000 megahertz or kilohertz or whatever it is, way beyond human hearing, just to aid in that natural flow.
Yeah, the full sound.
Yes. And the song that we had playing during the commercial break, which it was not, was a remix track from Architect, and that one's called Blood Money. It's a badass track.
Yeah, it's a great track.
I like that track. Yeah. Some old school shit, dude. That was 2001. 2001.
Wow.
Blood Money. You know what that was? That was Iraq. That was all that shit getting ready to pop. So, anyways, so last hour we were talking. We were just getting into the Sexbots and virtual reality. We had a call from Johnny out in Lakeside. We had a call from Harry Peters out in Santucky. We've had a call from Mojo in El Cajon. And
Cajun.
Yeah, no, we're feeling positive right now. Yeah, we're getting some love from some of the boys here. So, anyways, let's continue on here because we got into the elite guard masturbating in front of everybody. How the millennial age boys and younger, I imagine too, even more so, are turning off to relationships because they don't really need. They're finding a lot of ways to express their horniness without getting into a relationship now. And, and thanks to porn, I suppose, or thanks, depends how you view it. But here we come. We're coming into the next generation. And now, these Japanese companies are creating, let's just step out of the Sexbot thing. Just the humanoid-looking robotics that they've come up with, right, is... the people are getting freaked out because the eye movements and everything, it shows an emotional context or connection to the specific phrases being put in. It's not AI or anything, but it's programmed expressions, and it gets really convincing, I suppose. Creepiness.
I was actually reading an article. It's actually published by the Harvard Gazette.
Okay.
And this was August 24th. Autonomous, entirely soft robot.
Entirely soft.
So, powered by a chemical reaction controlled by microfluidics, 3D printed Octobot has no electronics.
Holy fuck.
So, in other words, it essentially has chemicals,
right?
Blood,
right,
coursing through its veins,
right,
and it's inflated through it's what the fuck? Yeah, it's a chemical reaction using, I believe it is hydrogen peroxide with platinum.
What?
Yeah.
That's some weird shit.
It's
the next generation of stuff is here. It's in our face. Like
that's essentially what this is. I mean, they built in fact, the article goes on to talk about how they're able to now quickly produce this robot that is, essentially human. And they're capable now of mass replication. That's where they're at. They did it. They were able to do it quickly. Mass replication.
Economically, they were able to do it.
It says Harvard. The article says Harvard's Octobot is pneumatic based, and so is powered by gas under pressure.
Oh wow!
A reaction inside the bot transforms a small amount of liquid fuel, hydrogen peroxide, into a large amount of gas, which flows into the Octobot's arms and inflates them like balloons.
Oh man!
So trip out. You think about that. You're creating a robot that is human in nature.
I wonder how big. I mean, they got
blood.
I wonder how they work the AI functionality. I wonder how the interface works.
Well, and this is strictly just building the robot. That's my understanding.
Right,
so
body,
this isn't implanted with any sort of AI,
right.
But
right.
you would imagine,
right.
That's pretty simple to do, right?
Right. Yeah, like a processor can dictate the control flow of the hydrogen peroxide to interact with the platinum and stuff or whatever, blah, 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 blah. However, they got it figured out. That's the crazy shit. And so, so these companies are coming up with these new, beyond latex kind of stuff where they're having expressions. They're being put in with programming, and you can probably even, I'd imagine at this point, these sex robots, which are running in anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 kind of thing for your little sex toy. I would imagine that they've got the ability to it's like connect it to your smartphone, right? Warm that pussy up on your way home. Oh, that's crazy cool. I just came up with that, and that's my idea, fuckers. If you try to put that in, you heard it here. Full Mental Racket. We just let it flow. Yes, pre-warmed pussies. But no, the idea that you might be able to download new personalities, new software, new voicings, new expressions, because it's just, it is what it is. And you might even be able to send in custom lines that they, have a girl read off that, the whole 9 yards, who knows? Yeah. And you mix that kind of thing with, and that's real enough, but you take that level, even if you got, a lower level sex doll, I suppose, and you put on, the VR helmets, with VR porn, 3D porn and whatnot. The tendency, it was an article that was running up on Drudge. It was this idea that sex was going to be relegated to procreation, basically, because all these other fantasies and crazy things can be handled, safely as far as disease and whatnot, through robotics.
Yeah, to me, the whole VR thing is really, it's like the step before, full transhumanism, right?
Right.
The idea that, the singularity happens, but VR is first. Like, you have to appreciate being in this virtual reality space with inanimate objects, essentially.
Right.
It starts to get into pretty trippy, moral questions.
Because you're not dealing with another creature with a soul or anything. So
right.
And usually you have to get consent. Like, for instance, those people who participate in things like rape fantasies. You have two consenting people with usually safe words, and it goes to a certain point, and you hug and kiss each other after the fact, kind of thing. And while the subject matter itself is horrifying to most people, I think it's also one of those. It's intriguing to certain people. The idea of power plays and dominance and all that stuff. So I get why that kind of thing happens, but yeah, what does it set up for habits or the idea of like if you are raised with a sex bot that you never had to interact with like a real woman and show patience or loving or care, and then you try to go and interact with a real woman, and you've been beating the fuck out of your sex bot, going, "Hey, this is great exercise." Yeah. You start wondering, what additional lessons do we need to provide for the children growing up in the days of sex bots?
Well, and that's kind of what I was getting at with the idea that we're stepping into some pretty strange areas, and so you're losing that human interaction.
Right. And that can be dangerous.
And it's drip by drip, right? It's never like all of a sudden you wake up and you're a robot. You know what I'm saying? In other words, it's piece by piece.
It's frogs in boiling water.
Absolutely. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so I mean, you were talking earlier about the essentially being able to turn on or off, the ability to procreate, I actually was reading as I was kind of sort of researching some of this transhumanism stuff, I was reading this other article about the Gates Foundation, and they're funding the manufacturer of a birth control device. It's an implant device that literally gives the person the ability to turn on or off conception.
That's fucking cool as fuck if you are the one willingly getting that device installed, right?
Right.
That's the best kind of thing ever. Again, smartphone activated?
Yeah, so temporary electronic sterilization. That's essentially what it's designed to be.
Futuristic shit. But yeah, that can take a lot of the that can open up some other areas.
Because you think about, who has ultimate control?
Right?
Can the system be hacked?
Right.
Can somebody else, some nefarious person, have the ability to turn on or off my ability to procreate? It starts to get kind of trippy, when you think about it.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to add to the outbreak of alternate sex worlds, looks like we got someone that's been patient. 214, I think I know who this is. I'm going to take a wild guess. I think we're going to have Jimmy Sly up on this motherfucker. Let's see what happens. Caller, you're with Full Mental Racket.
Hey, man. Congratulations. Man, I've been sitting here listening to the show and cracking up because first one I was thinking, who was the person who videotaped the security guard?
Right.
Because that guy was just sitting there just minding his own business, doing whatever he does, And there's one person out of 68,000 that wanted to video record someone with their hand on their dick. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, that gets weird too. Like, who's spying on who? Like, what's this person up to?
Right. That
violation of his
scary.
masturbating policy.
Right. I mean, but anyway, the sex thing with the robot, man, that's kind of scary because, if you can program it yourself, there's some pervert that likes 12-year-old kids, and the robot will be saying, no, don't.
Exactly. Pizzagate.
Yeah,
Pizzagate everywhere. Pizzagate everywhere. That's what happens.
Stop, please don't.
Yeah, no, that's like, are there going to be protocols in there that are, and of course, if there are protocols that prevent that thing, then there's going to be hackers that are going to
maybe Michael Jackson would have never gotten in trouble.
Oh, see, and that's hey, no, you know what, Red? You're making a great fucking argument on the other side and that's exactly what they're going to do, is that those people who are feeling these frustrations,
right?
I'm being kind in saying where they come. I think they start as frustrations, and if you don't channel shit right, they devolve into some sociopathic shit. But the idea of a release mechanism, there's a lot to be said. That's why in like Amsterdam, they got the red light district, and it's state sponsored sex.
Right.
And it's handled well. We're not looking up. We're off the fly, but I want to say I've seen the numbers before, and that they have a very, very low case of rape situation happening up there. You know,
right.
You just can go get some fucking random pootie.
Is it the same, the same theory of, like whether it's in Italy or Amsterdam, drinking at a younger age, and you have less alcoholism because it's not a taboo.
Yes,
right.
That's a big thing. Taboos energize a system. When you make an act or a word bad, it just becomes delightful and this shiny object. It's just like, I gotta use it. I want to say fuck all the time. I love this word. I do. It's I justify it. I'm like, phonetically it's beautiful. Fuck. It's so complete, it's so awesome. It ends so hard, and it has that fluffy beginning like you want it. It's like sex, that smooth, sensual beginning with the in the middle, and it ends on that, fuck.
Right.
It's perfect.
Now, what if the robot malfunctions, by giving you head and stuff, and then all of a sudden it just quits?
Yeah, is there, what is the, what are the mechanisms in there on that Kegel robot part? Can that thing overpressurize?
Trouble.
Dude,
right.
You know what I mean? Clamp down. Bitch ain't letting go. You fucking
and then you have to call 911.
Cutting your robot open. Bitch, let go of my dick.
And is it customizable? Like for the Asian fellows?
Yeah. No.
You may not.
Yeah. Well, I know you can customize like the pubic hair, and they've got like certain, different types of. I'm giving away too much information about what I've done with my search history here.
I was going to say,
but yeah, I've looked into these before. I was like, I wonder how much these things are, and then I started looking at it and like, yeah, you get, you choose different eye color, style of eye, like shape, almond, rounds, whatever. Skin tone even. You can go. You get pretty good. I haven't seen any that give you like the option to go into like triple D or bigger. They seem to be all modest.
Right.
But I can't imagine they won't. I mean, like, there's a lot of big bust lovers out there, and they're thinking, give me those double G's. Give me those fucking Gianna Michaels right now,
Yeah. Now, there's three sizes of vaginas. There's small, there's medium, and there's just how many kids you said you had? I heard that from a comedian. So you want to get it to like the medium, I guess.
I like small. I like tight. I like friction, baby. I've tossed my hot dog down a couple of hallways, and it's
that was over the top.
It's just not as yummy, and you just, I don't know. I get over that real quick. Like when you have to tell a chick, like, bite down on that. What's going on? like stop being lazy. Bad. Just letting this happen. Yeah.
Wait, when a cool breeze of air comes in, when you're going in and pulling out.
Exactly. Yes.
Like
all right, well, let's move into our next. Before we get X-rated too far, let's move into our next current event. Since we what time we got? Man,
what time is it?
It is 7:24, so we got a little 40 minutes under 40. All right, real quick, we can bust through this. I saw an article. This lady recently, she's living still. She's 102 years old. And over the last few months, I've seen several articles. Here's 116, here's 122, here's, like the old man, the 106, last person alive born in the 1800s in America, I suppose.
Right.
But there's these people, and I always read the article because I'm like, wow, they're going, are they able to actually be interviewed? Their brains there and stuff. And all of them have different advice on how to live forever, basically. Right. And this most recent lady was like, never diet, eat anything you want. Just fuck it. Just have whatever. You just go for it. And I've seen that from other people, like, I had bacon every day. I've seen some like I had a pack of cigarettes every day since I was 12. They're fucking still kicking. They probably sound horrible, but but they're over 100 and they're still doing their thing. Some people are like, no, I think positive. You know, I've done yoga all my life. For some others, like, oh, it's all about just enjoying your family. Every fucking thing in the world, that whatever just happens to be important to them, they just liked it. I don't know. I mean, what's the trick, right?
It's got to be. I'm convinced 90% of it is genetics, right? I mean,
it's got to be to that. Yeah, I never look into the tree to see how long any of their other relatives are. I mean, if they're all long lived or not, or if they're just anomalies.
You know, my dad, his father, my grandfather, comes from a pretty big family. I forget actually how many brothers and sisters he had, but all of them lived to an old age. You know, my grandpa's 93, I think, something like that.
Nice.
But you know, all of his brothers and sisters, they all lived, you know, like into their 90s or their 80s. You know, they had a long lifespan, even for, you know, their age, you know, when they were born, you know, their generation, you know. But my dad told me stories of one of the uncles, his uncles, that you know, I think lived into his 90s. He said, I never saw him without a fifth of whiskey in his back pocket, and he worked on the oil rigs in Texas, and so he was out in the sun. You know, he was, you know, wrinkled up like a prune, and he drank and smoked a long life. So what is it? Is it genetics,
active lifestyle,
or is it mindset? You know, like in other words, you know, you're just going to keep living.
Now, here's the thing that we got to ask: like, why? Why do you really want to live that long?
Yeah.
Do you really want to live that long? When, like, for at least, I mean, you know, do you really want to live that long? And, you know, exactly. Like, so that kind of takes us into this idea of, you know, euthanasia and just, you know, suicide. And I've been thinking about that. I spend a little time getting sad every once in a while and have some thoughts. But what do you think is the best way? Because it's one of those things that, you know, you talk yourself into some places and you're like, okay, well, I don't want to be an inconvenience, or is it, you know, I do want to be an inconvenience. So like, how big a mess, how big a splatter, all these things, you got to be running them through your head. And do you get in a car and drive off a bridge? You know,
there was that story that I think it was 2 weeks ago, here in San Diego, about that person who drove off the Pine Valley Creek Bridge.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they drove their car right off the bridge.
That's a crazy fucking bridge. That's a high ass bridge.
Yeah, when we were when I was looking into it, and I just kind of Wikipedia the Pine Valley Creek Bridge. I was curious. It's a huge bridge. Mm-hmm. It really is big, and it's pretty fantastic. It's pretty long too, you know. It's so high. So I just started kind of digging a little bit. I was just kind of curious, you know. But it's 450 feet high.
Ooh,
and you go, is that high? You know, how high is 450 feet?
45 fucking stories.
It's a long ways.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's almost halfway up the old Twin Towers. Those were the 117 or something like that.
I wikied the Golden Gate Bridge. It's only 220 feet.
Oh.
That's much longer. It's a much longer bridge.
Right.
But it's only 220 feet tall.
Right.
You know, this is almost double that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's more than double that.
Wow.
So it's pretty high. In fact, when I was looking, it said it was the 10th highest bridge in the United States.
Oh,
I didn't
shit.
even know that. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So this guy, was it a guy that drove off?
It was. Yeah. A young guy, I think.
That's crazy. So see, something like that. Like, what's it's a bridge. Like, is there pre-planning on that bridge? Is that something that you know, a bridge with your car?
I mean, literally the way that
long
bridge,
fall. Like,
it's a long fall. Yeah.
Are you supposed to just get a high? Like, what's you like? Because you got to. I don't know. Personally, I'm always thinking end game here. All right, you know, like, literally, right. And so, okay, like you got to be thinking, all right, you know, I don't really have to. You know, I guess you don't have to pull the trigger and whisk out. I mean, you're just driving and you're going to go. But, you know, like you had that pre-thought, like, how much downfall. Like, this is what do you think? 6 second, 5 second drop?
You would think.
An eternity in that fucking moment.
Time.
And I mean, yeah, you're pretty much guaranteed on impact, you know,
certain death.
God damn, so much time to doubt yourself.
It's a long time.
5 seconds is a long time to go, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck did I do?
Right.
So, I mean, do you think of yourself only at this point? Are you thinking of others? What would be your method of taking yourself out, Red? If that was a viable option to you. I know that's not something for you.
It's definitely not, but because to me that's a selfish act. There's no doubt it's a selfish act. But if it was me, I'd want it. It should be instant. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to jump. I don't. I don't even want to take pills and OD. Like that seems. I mean, I guess unless you go right to sleep. But yeah, I'd want it to be instant for sure.
Yeah, I've always wanted that natural. When I'm old age, just dying in your sleep one night, knowing that it'd come instead of goodbye to everybody. Just the fairy tale shit. Yeah. But ultimately, I think it would be. Yeah, I'd just probably want to pop myself.
Sly.
Bang, zoom.
Well, I think,
Yeah. Suicide hotline prevention phone number is.
Well, my personal opinion is, I think the people that are suicidal are not the crazy people. I think that they have been pushed to by other crazy people. Now look at our government. Our government makes bombs to blow up countries and nations of people, and we have several of those, and they're mentally ill. And so I look at it as, misery loves company. Now, until a person who's suicidal figures out that they're not the ones who's crazy, it's all of the shit that's around them that's crazy, they'll live. Because I've been there and had to go through that, and finally hit me that I'm not the motherfucker that's crazy now.
Right.
And I come to figure out that the world is, we have a government that tells you don't do drugs, no marijuana, nothing. You guys are sober and you're building bombs to blow up countries, to wipe out nations of people. I mean, that's what's really going on. So who's crazy? Who's crazy? I wrote a song about it called Suicide Mission, and it was about a guy who was thinking that way, but then he pointed his finger at the government, and it's just, we live in a crazy world. Now, until you accept that it just might not be your fault that these motherfuckers are crazy. Then, because maybe you're the guy who's sane in the whole picture, in the whole big picture, and more than likely the person who's committing suicide is the same person. It's the people who are that's causing him to feel or her to feel that certain way that brings that out of them. The world was crazy before we got here.
So. No doubt. Oh, right. It's it kind of makes you wonder. Like, caller, we'll get to you in a minute. Have you seen that documentary called The Bridge?
No.
Right.
It's a documentary that the director fixed cameras to the Golden Gate Bridge for, I think it was 2 years.
Oh.
And just caught every person that jumped. It was considered at one time the number one suicide bridge.
Right.
And now
they got the nets up.
Yeah, they got the nets up. You can't. Yeah. But for 2 years he filmed.
How many people?
I believe it was like 24 each year. Whoa. Something like that. It's significant. Whoa. I mean, you're thinking a couple times a month someone is jumping from this bridge. And what they really did is they went and talked to the families of these people just to kind of get what their story was. And what's a trip is you watch it, man. Now they don't show the impact. A couple of times they do. But for the most part, you're seeing them, the camera's fixed to the person on the bridge getting ready to do their thing, And one guy actually survived the jump. Some people do.
Yeah.
And it was a young guy. I think he was actually 18 or 19, something like that.
Wow,
and he survived. He survived. He was bipolar.
Okay.
So, but what he said is he was standing there at the bridge, and it's a pretty high railing, about waist high, and basically he grabbed the railing with two hands and leaped over it, and then propelled himself up over the bridge. Shit. He said the second his hands left the railing, he immediately regretted his decision.
Right.
He wanted back up on that bridge.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like that will to live. Like, what was it? What am I doing?
Right. Right.
Yeah. He survived.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Let's get off of this one here because it is dark. It is dark. Let's go ahead and play. Let's play into a little segment we're calling "Just the Tip."
Just the tip? Just the tip. Just the tip.
Are you going to pay for your lunch?
Just the tip.
Yeah, that's great. If you don't watch Archer, you don't know. All right, just the tip. This week we're covering the drunk, the duck, and the double D's. Yes, this is at least this part here. We're probably going to have to jam through it kind of quick, but this is a little bit of online dating advice. In this particular segment is a little advice for the ladies. All right. Now, I'm an online connoisseur.
You do some online dating. Is that correct?
I've done my research in the online dating world.
Okay.
I have perused heavily a few of these sites.
part of the research.
Yes, yeah, I'm intent, and I read every profile that I open up. Basically, even if I accidentally opened it up and go, I still read it. But
you're curious.
I am a curious
man
guy. I like to see how people represent themselves because I find it very difficult to be effective in representing myself online. And at times I just give up on it. Like, fuck, what am I going to say here? Like, your self summary. Like, it's just fucking annoying. It really is. It's a horrible moment. So I like on one of my profiles for my self summary, it says skip this part entirely. It's just I'm over it. I'm over trying to be clever, or what do I include? Is it outdoor activities?
Yeah.
Is it your job? You don't want to be pretentious. You want to sound cool, but then everyone wants to sound cool, and I'm like over it. So I'm just I'm not being bitter up there. I'm just like I'm sarcastic and perverted and myself. So you know what I mean? And I just let that happen, and I tend to freeform write my shit. I don't really overthink it. I read and reread and reread it 100 times for sure. I don't know what that's about, but I do it. But anyways, this isn't about me and my style. This is about the ladies, the drunk, the duck, and the double D's. So, ladies, let me tell you a little story.
These are the ladies that you've run into online. Are you saying?
These are some of the drunk, the duck, and the double D's would cover approximately 94% of all women whose pages have been subject to my research.
Okay.
All right. They fit inside one of these categories, if not all three. And if you get in all three, sluts. So just want to let you know, ladies, how guys are seeing and viewing you. I'm pretty typical male in my perceptions and wants and desires. So I'm hoping you'll take this advice to heart. All right. So we do have a caller waiting. I'm going to bring the caller on, and we're going to continue on with this advice, and perhaps the caller has something to add to it. So let's bring you on real quick. Caller, you're on with Full Mental Racket. How you doing?
Hola.
I got a big delay. Are you on a speakerphone? What's going on over there? Well, maybe they don't want to talk.
Can you hear me? This is Johnny from Lakeside.
Oh, Johnny. All right, hold the phone, Johnny. I got we're getting through a segment here, and you can listen in on this. This is some dating advice or online dating advice for the ladies.
I'm here for the. I'll be ready for the charters when you guys are ready to talk about that.
Gotcha. You're locked and loaded.
Yeah.
All right. So, ladies, the drunk. If it is permissible, and I'm the authority, so understand my wording. It is permissible if you have your basic profile set up on one of these free websites where you get 8 pictures of yourself to upload, and they should always include yourself. At least 7 of the 8 should include you. I can understand you want to get artsy. Yeah. Okay. If you're free mode, you get 8 photos to upload. Basically, if you want to pay, you can get up to 16 and all this extra shit. Whatever. No one does it. Some do. They're weird. They're real serious.
Right.
Anyways, so the drunk. So if you've got these 8 pictures, and if you have 3 or more of these photos with you and a drink in your hand, a dude is thinking slut. That's what he's thinking. Drunk slut. You're easy. That's what he's thinking. You can have 1 photo. You can have 2 photos. Beyond that, the viewpoint is different. And if you're actually up there seeking out a man, you should take my advice because that's how it works. We got another caller. Caller, we're going to get to you in a minute. So if you've got 3 or more photos of you with alcohol, you're doing it wrong, all right? And boys are seeing you in that light. All right, the duck. You all know what this is. Duck face.
Duck face?
The duck face. The duck face. If it is not being done ironically, you're doing it wrong. Over and out. There's nothing else to be said on that. Duck face is fucking retarded. Men don't fucking like it. Men fucking hate it. All right? But it does say slut. All right? It says that you know, if we just tell you you're pretty, we can probably get, you know, a couple levels in there. You know, it says you're vain and things. And there's signals. These are all signals. And guys pick up on these signals. And maybe, I don't think women are being trained on what they're putting out anymore. I think they've been corrupted on what image denotes. It denotes a psychology. And, you know, that's, you're representing yourself. You know, I don't care how good you look like a slut. You're transmitting slut. All right? All right. Lastly is the double D's. And this is the trick that women are using, where they take the photo by raising their camera, a selfie, by raising their arm up over their heads and aiming it down their cleavage. Now, this is a photographic trick where you can make, like, you know, foreshortening and things like that. This is some art stuff, you know, but you can make your junk look bigger by changing the viewpoint of where you're taking photos.
So they're augmenting themselves? Is that
they are absolutely augmenting.
Okay.
And they use the augmented photo in the front end, you know, with the cleavage shot, and then they move. You go deeper into the file, and you get that side boob shot, and you're like, bitch, you've been lying. Those were squished up and held, and you got that special shot right there. You're tricking. You're a liar. You're a liar, and men don't like that. So if you got the big boobies, absolutely, you know, praise you, you know, show them. That's good. It's a good thing. But if you're the petite girl, just be the petite girl. It's fucking hot too. You know, it's hot too. Just be it. Just be real with it. So put down the fucking drink and a couple of your goddamn photos. Keep the smiles up. I don't mind the sexy pics. The duck face is just gotta go. It's gotta go. Complete. This is a 100%. This is deal breaker shit. For most guys, really. I mean, if you're looking for a real man, because guys that just want to fuck, yeah, you know, they're again, this is exactly what they're looking for. The guys that just want to bang, oh, she's a drunk duck, double D. That's what they want. All right. So this basically is going to conclude this segment real quick. I'm going to bring on the other caller and see what happens. Hold on a sec here,
Just
and
the tip.
We'll let this go.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
You gonna pay for your lunch?
Just the tip.
Ha ha! Caller, you're live. How are you feeling today? Tonight? Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Who's this?
This is Mia.
Mia?
Yeah.
Nice. We like that name.
What's up, Mia?
Not drunk currently. Not duck.
You're
not double dip.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Good job.
That's what I've heard. I'm still single. Why?
Well, can you cook?
Yeah, went to school for cooking.
Wow. All right. All right.
Some skills.
All right. I'm already sensing something awesome here. And do you know the difference between there, and there?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. You've got that.
Yeah.
Mia understands grammar a bit here, so we're feeling
smart.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
smart.
paid attention in a couple courses.
Right.
So
True.
we're feeling good about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mia, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Golden Hills, just above downtown.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a nice area over there.
Local.
Local.
Enjoying the show?
I think I'm pretty good in bed. So they come back for more of that, but they don't come back for more of anything else. And I don't have the duck face. I don't have the drunk face, and I don't have double D's. And I own what I have, though.
Right. So is it
right.
the selection of the man? Is that it?
How old are
I'm
these
just kind of
gentlemen?
Questioning you guys, I guess, because you get to the point where if you don't put a little drunk on, or if you don't put some double D's out, or if you don't put a little duck face, then where's the marketing in the first place? You know?
Oh,
you got to have a really
still
good
marketing.
personality. Yeah.
There's still ways, because in my research, I've gone to I've seen those girls sites that have or pages that have that kind of stuff, and I read about it, and they somewhat seem interesting, but it signals me off. But I do read, and I've messaged other girls that don't have that. I mean, some of them have the double Ds, of course, but the other ones, drinking isn't necessarily profiled in there because I'm not a big drinker anyways, and the duck face is, it's just a turnoff. And there have been girls where I was like, oh, you did it right. I sent them a message, oh, you did it right, but duck face. It's just, I know it's dickish, but it needs to be said. It does need to be said. That's what I'm saying. They're not being trained right on this. They're learning something very wrong about what's going on, and what might be happening. How old are the men that you're bringing to your lovely bedroom? I imagine.
I think pretty age appropriate. Sometimes a bit younger for my appetite.
Okay, they're a bit younger for your appetite, so you're going into things that you wouldn't necessarily get with.
I'm a strong 40. Let's just say it that way.
Strong 40, like it. Okay. All right.
So that being said, do you think there might be a little bit of a double standard that maybe you don't want us to put those things up?
Absolutely.
But you kind of want to see that in the bedroom.
There needs to be double standards. I'm a strong supporter of the double standard. I think it helps. I do think it helps. This is something I wanted to get into. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot about it. The need, the necessity to maintain the inequality of the sexes to further global peace. And I know it doesn't sound quite right. I know.
First glance.
Just listen. Red. You had a brilliant take on the dangers of women. Let me. You've been married a long time.
Yes.
You've got 20 plus years on that.
Yes.
So, in fact, aren't you at like 25? Where are you at?
She must be a strong woman.
Yes, she is.
She is a strong woman.
She is. She's a fighter, big time, and great sense of humor. And she's been passing me notes of how to taunt her husband throughout the show.
Oh, great.
It's great. So, but go ahead. Tell me, why are they dangerous, Paul?
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Why are they dangerous?
Well, I remember.
What was it I said?
You were mentioning how your lovely wife was blessed with maybe what we call a reactive side. And there's this ability or inability, I guess it would be really this handicap, where men know in a situation to restrain themselves physically when they're upset.
Well, it's funny because I do think women are reflexive.
Yes, reflexive.
Reactive.
There you go. Reactive,
in other words,
reflexive.
If you stepped on your girlfriend or your wife's foot, she almost immediately goes to elbow to the ribs.
Yes.
Right? Like, hey man, what's up?
Violent self-protection.
Absolutely,
yep.
right. But if I accidentally bumped into you or stood on your foot, you're like, hey man,
big fucking whoop.
Watch a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. You don't go out and punch your buddy in the face.
Not gonna, so, unless you're that crazy guy. You scuff my face.
Yeah. I'm talking about friend. Yeah. Of course, you don't react in that way.
So if we put this reactive, reflexive personality trait inside a male form, we know what we get.
Oh yeah,
we get crazy bullies. We
absolutely.
Get just domineering asshole types.
If women were the same size as men, they'd be kicking our ass.
Fuck us up constantly, dude.
No doubt.
Fuck us up constantly.
No doubt. Like they'd be kicking our ass all the time.
What would happen is that we would end up in that Amazonian women on the moon situation where we're being harvested for our semen by these gorgeous women, desperate for a lot of dick, but have killed almost all of us and continue to kill most of us. And they've got some sense of peace in it, but we're suffering. And ultimately, I don't think their technological advancements go as fast as if the men are in charge, and that's what it's really about. But this is what I'm saying. In order to keep global peace, it's important to do this because I think we become a hyper physically violent society or world if we weren't able to have these guys who have long been trained in realizing you can just hold back. It's not a big deal. You know, and I'm speaking for most men in general. You know, there's a lot of guys out there certainly that are reflexive reactives.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
we call them bitches. Basically, stop being a little bitch, dude.
Absolutely.
Right? You're fucking. Why are you reacting so bad? Why are you getting your butt hurt? Right? That's what we would call them, right?
Yep.
And but that's what I'm saying. So that's our little take on that, Mia. Are you still there?
Still here.
How do you feel about that?
I think that the reflexive is the fight or flight. You've got yourself a pretty hot woman who knows herself. She's smart. She can cook, and they're still not sticking around. Maybe that's part of it. That's the reaction in the man. Yeah.
I think most. I can speak for men.
Yeah.
I think I'm qualified on this topic.
Yes.
I think most men are immature.
Yes.
Nowadays. That's
yes.
Huge.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'd hate.
I'm trying. I think I'm pretty living proof in this broadcast that we're fucking stuck. You know, I'm a good guy though. I swear. Yeah, immaturity.
So, Red, I'm screwed, but not in a good way, is what you're trying to tell me.
Hey, you know, you get lucky, sweetheart. No. If you're a good person, it happens. You know.
No, there's that one guy out there, Mia. And you're gonna run into that guy.
He's listening to you right now.
He's hearing your voice. And you know that's who you're gonna settle down with.
Yeah.
Right on. I'm very excited about that. Thanks, guys, for your help. I'm gonna go.
Hey, thank you for calling in, Mia, in Golden Hill. I'm gonna drive through that area later. Beautiful.
I'll be here.
Nice. All right, we're going to bring in this other caller, and we need to get on to Sacred Sunday. We're running low on time, and I know we got a lot of callers aching to talk some shit. Who just called in? Is this Johnny again? 884.
This is Johnny again. I'm dying to talk to Nick. I want to point about the Chargers.
All right. We're gonna get into
Johnny. It sounds like you're working a ratio.
Remember, we talked about this earlier. I've been working on the scientific experiment. That's fine.
Yes.
I try to keep it below the 3.5 level. It's very very complicated
3.5.
algebra.
All right, let's do this right here.
It's a ratio. Oh, I'm feeling fired up. That just gets me going.
Sacred fucking Sunday talk with. Yes. Red Expo.
With a little bit of help from Agent Psyte.
Sports with me.
Yes. All right. I'm stepping back because I'm a yapper and I don't know shit next to Big Red here. So, Red, lay it on me. I've only got one thing to say on this, and I can wrap up later or whenever. But you want to go, you guys go. Or should I go? You guys are going to talk forever. Let me get this off real quick. I'm sorry. See how I do? See how I work? This is some racial shit, you know. And Jimmy, you can help me out on this. I feel that the San Diego Chargers have a lock on the only two black Melvins in America.
You know, it's you brought this up, and I was curious. Like, first of all, Melvin's not exactly a common name.
It is not a common name on any race.
Hey, you don't see a lot of brothers with the name Melvin.
But especially,
if anybody can pull it off, you know, a brother probably could, right? Melvin, you know,
it's pretty nerdy, man. It's pretty nerdy.
Yeah, but
these guys are NFL.
Oh yeah, these are, you know.
So how many black Melvins
Guess how many Melvins are in the NFL? Guess how many Melvins are in the NFL? Guess.
6. 2.
Yeah!
Okay, motherfucker, exactly. We got them all. 2. We own the Melvins. The black
Melvin
Melvins.
Ingram and Melvin Gordon.
Yes.
Two Melvins.
I just found it particularly. These are the things when he comes over on Sunday and we watch football, I'm tripping out on shit like that. He's calling plays before they happen. That's the difference of these two football fans. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, that's what I had to say. I just thought that was a funny thing. But let's get into the real shit. Boys, teach me something.
No, it's been a rough year. I mean, this is the best. If you're a football fan, if you're an NFL fan, this is the best time of year. You know, it's the end of the season. The playoff races are heating up. You know, you start to get into, the weather games, the snow. It's always a good time. It's always fun to see those games, and playoffs coming up. Super Bowl's not far off, but obviously the Chargers are not even sniffing the playoffs. That's not going to happen, and it's bad, man. I mean, it was like this week was. It was like the culmination of all the crap, just absolutely hitting the fan. Like, seriously. I mean, it started off.
A valiant effort.
It started off. I mean, you're playing, first of all, your hated rival, right?
At home.
Who are the young, up and coming, fresh new faces, the Raiders.
Fucking Raiders.
The Raiders. And what are the Chargers? They're a middle of the road to below average franchise who can't get out of their own way. I mean, this entire season, how many games did we watch, bro? How many games did we watch where the Chargers blew the game in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, shot their pants.
Like,
absolutely.
Week by week, they were inventing new ways to choke.
Yes.
Johnny, back me up.
Yes, right? Dude, I mean, yes. How can you lose a lead again?
It was comical. Yeah. The way the Chargers.
Well, remember you had looked up that odd of them being able to pull off this many fourth quarter losses by 2 points or 3 points or one score or something.
Oh, it was that also
30 million, 300 million? What was it?
It was like 30 million.
Yeah.
I remember. I forget the stat, but that made national news.
Lottery odds.
Yeah, it's insane that they could do what they've done. But that's the Chargers, right? And I mean that's what it's
a heartbreak
like.
Team.
That's what it's like to be a San Diego fan.
It is.
It's painful, brother. It is painful. I mean, whether it's the Padres sucking as usual,
right?
Or our NBA teams leaving town, which we've lost, 2 in the history of this
in the
fair weather.
San Diego soccer is anything anymore? Are they
the
alive?
Soccer exists, but come on,
not like
it's indoor
it
soccer.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's not real.
Who are we kidding here?
Once upon a time,
yeah, we own semi-pro sports in this town, whether it's the Soccers or the Gulls.
Semi-pro.
We dominate the semi-pros.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
goodness.
We dominate. But not.
So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the San Diego Chargers actually going to LA? I mean, that's the end game. I mean, we got to think about what actually
if they do that, I'll root against them every time I see them.
I will tell you right now. Turn that monitor my way. I got to see how much time I have left. Yeah. Let me tell you right now.
Yeah, we're running low on time for the broadcast. You guys on the phone will be able to keep on listening. Any online listeners, the broadcast will cut out at 8 o'clock. Although you can download the podcast immediately after we're done.
Download that
and listen to the last
up your
bit.
Computer.
And I guess I should have given out the call-in number a lot more. 924-0762 if you want to call in and be able to listen to the show, because we're going to run over. It's no doubt. It's no gimmick. And I'll play the outro music. In fact,
you're killing me, dude.
I know.
You're killing me, bro.
All right,
Get out of my way.
All right, go ahead.
Johnny, to the answer to your question, about goodbye. Chargers, goodbye. I'm fine.
Right.
You got to. 90 seconds. Vouch for me on this.
LA never kept a team.
There's no Charger fan bigger than me that you know.
None.
I watch every single losing season, year after year after year.
No other stats.
It's painful, bro.
Absolutely.
I looked up the
big hopes
record
every year
of the Chargers in the last since Spanos has owned this team.
Mm-hmm.
This team has won. Their winning percentage is .475. They've had 11 winning seasons in 33 years.
Wow.
11 winning seasons. 2/3 of the time you fail.
Right.
You brought. Yeah. I mean, look at the way they've treated some of their biggest stars ever. LaDainian Tomlinson booted him out of town at the end of his career. I mean, you name it. This team cannot get out of the way. They cannot get out of their own way.
Of winning. Yeah, just like Rex
and if they bail out on
a
public.
The team was loaded, and guess what? The team was loaded, and they failed because the ownership does not hire the right coaches, and they don't have the right GMs.
Well,
even though I do
like the GM we have now. Johnny. It's ownership. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's ineptitude.
We're coming for you, Spanos.
You're gonna pack the bags and move to LA. Hit the bricks, bro.
Yep. Yeah.
See ya.
LA doesn't support football at all. And
hell no!
It's
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
That's how many teams would be in front of the Chargers in terms of fandom in the city of LA.
Full mental racket. Full mental
racket. This is the broadcast. I hope you liked it. For those of you online, Jimmy and Johnny, we're good. Next week, same time.
Next week.
All right, so we're still on, guys, and it keeps on recording, but it's no longer on the air. So if we want to keep on yapping, we can keep on doing
Let's
this.
keep on yapping for a
yeah,
few.
yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. Okay, keep going.
So, Johnny, are you there still?
Go ahead.
Oh,
Jimmy,
dude, but this is the big point I wanted to make, which I didn't get to make, was that, okay, so basically every Sunday, what am I going to do? Am I going to just be like a Pittsburgh Steelers fans now? Am I going to be like
pick a new team, man?
Yeah, dude. Arizona, bro.
I mean,
Pick a
literally,
new team, man.
to me, I just don't know if I can do it.
Pick one of their
really
rivals.
Hey.
Fucking Denver it up, buddy.
Yeah, right. I'll be a Raiders fan. Why not?
What?
I'll choose a winner.
Is that right? At least you won't get your ass kicked
I'll
if you go to
choose a
a
winner,
goddamn
man.
game and you're black and silver.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Johnny. It's like that's your team, right? You're a Charger fan.
It
that's
is.
That's
I mean,
that's the bitter
like
hatred if they betray us with the bailout.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not like
underperformers that we've loved.
But what I'm saying is that it's not like I go to the games anyway. It's not like I'm driving. I mean, I've been to plenty. It's fun. You know, my buddy was taking me like 2-3 times a year.
Right.
It was fun. You know, killer seats. I mean, and that's what made me love football. I never watched football, but I learned it late in life, and I got into it, and I listened to talk radio, and I got really into it, and it's fun. But at the same time, it's like, how much does it affect me if they're in L.A.? I'm sorry. You know, it's the same shitty owner I've been supporting all this other time. So it's like, who? I don't care. I'm just going to still follow the Chargers.
You're saying I don't care. You're saying I don't care as in I'll continue to be a Charger fan, right? Is that what you're saying?
If they say Chargers, if they turn into like the fucking Los Angeles fucking, fucking Briarbrook.
So if they're the Los Angeles Chargers, you're still on it?
See, here's the thing, Johnny, because you're hitting on something. That's been the discussion lately, is that the Chargers would rebrand themselves because LA doesn't care about the Chargers, but there's no tie there.
You'd have to.
So you got to rebrand and you become so then what? So what if they're the LA, dumbasses, or the LA
losers?
Yeah, LA losers. So if it's a different team name, is it still the same for you?
I don't know. That's the part that stressed me out. If it's not the I'd really. I mean, all I know is Spano said that he would keep the name. Spano said he would keep the name if they went to LA.
Bro.
Yeah. My allegiance is the same.
Yeah.
I just can't wrap my mind around rooting for a different team. Like, it's just in my blood. Like, how the hell could I say, yay fucking Steelers, yay fucking Green Bay, yay Patriots, yay Giants? To me, it's like the Chargers have never won a Super Bowl, and whenever they do, I want to be celebrating that because they never won a Super Bowl ever. Yeah.
Right.
Jimmy, how would you feel if Dallas,
by the way, guys,
Dallas took off?
Hey, I also want to tell you though, it was a good show. You guys made it entertaining. Thanks, it was it was very fun. I listened to the whole thing. And and you had the whole
listen every Thursday, bro. Put it on
every Thursday.
Little monkey wrench
Spitfire
with
rounds
Nicole
of manhood.
Yeah. You guys, the little monkey wrench with Nicole calling in, right?
Oh, is that who that was?
You didn't know that?
I didn't, dude. I didn't pick up on that. We're not on the
who's
air,
Nicole?
Right? We're not on the air, right?
No, we're not on the air.
Okay.
Thank God.
My sister's friend.
Okay.
Stacey just told me, she's like, you're not online anymore, right? Talking? I go, thank God I am because I'm talking about Nicole.
I know. Good. I didn't know who that was.
Mia. Fucking, I was all up on Mia's. I was going to suck her dick.
You're going to drive around Golden Hill.
What's up? Hit me up. Yo. Awesome. Jimmy, what do you think, man? If the Cowboys left Dallas and were the Austin Cowboys, would you be a Dallas fan, a Cowboys fan?
Well, technically,
all I know is that
Jimmy.
Johnny, no, it's Jimmy's turn.
Well, I would say, just me personally, I'm not a Cowboys fan. Matter of fact, I'm fair weather. So whoever winning, I'm pulling for. I mean, they broke my heart too many times, and I quit pulling for them. I mean, it's like, you have a good team, and then you trade off people, and you can't stay faithful like that. I'm not faithful in any sports except for the baseball, where I'm faithful to the Rangers. And that needs to change. But anyway, the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, if Jerry Jones decided to move the Cowboys, to me personally, I'm not a Cowboy fan. I know people would be pissed off. But look at our record, too. Look at our record. We haven't won shit since 96. And it's still, it's just, I put it like this. If they're going to move to L.A., if the Chargers move to L.A., I think that would be the most dumbest, stupidest thing. L.A. has had the Rams and the Raiders. And there's no team there now because they don't have a market for football there. The people are not there going to see.
Well, they got the Rams there now.
Yeah, the Rams just went back.
But it's been 20 years.
The Rams just went back.
They've gone for 20 years.
Yeah, the Rams are out of L.A. now.
Yeah. Oh, see,
paying close attention.
I'm a little late. On that one.
I counted. Here's what I did. I actually just off the top of my head, I was like, okay, well, where do the Chargers rank in terms of fan interest in the city of LA? Where would they rank if they moved tomorrow?
Yeah,
where would they rank? Here's what I listed. This is just my own sort of interpretation of being a sports fan and following along. This is what I think the order is. For the teams that LA Los Angelinos would root for.
LA sports fandom.
LA sports fandom.
Okay.
It'd be the Lakers first. Lakers number 1, then Dodgers. I'd say USC football. Maybe the Clippers right now because they're hot and they've got some stars on their team. You got the Kings. Hell, the LA Kings won a Stanley Cup a few years back. Then the Angels. Yeah, I know they're in Anaheim, but the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And then Anaheim Ducks. I mean, it's close by.
Right.
If you're really into hockey,
Franchise.
Then the Rams. Then you probably start to get into the Rams, and maybe actually, and you threw this out before. Raiders are probably above that. The Raiders are probably even in front of the Rams. They're in Oakland.
Right.
You know what I mean? Way down on the bottom of the list after UCLA Bruins basketball.
Right.
Here come the Chargers.
Dude, they're underneath what is it? Los Angeles Galaxy?
Yeah,
they're under the LA Galaxy.
There's a lot of Hispanics in LA, man.
Yeah.
They love their soccer.
Yeah. They would be the dead last ringer.
So once again, guys, what are we going to do? Chargers leave, and we're just going to pick a new NFL team, and we're going to have to get the full NFL package because we're not going to be able to see our team play.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You get all the games. That's the benefit. That's why a lot of people said, like LA sports fans weren't excited to even have the NFL back. They didn't care. First of all, you got 1 million, transplants. They're all from other places.
But that's what I'm saying. LA. It's a bad spot. I mean, Dean Spanos does not want to go there. But what I'm saying is that unfortunately he doesn't have any money, and San Diego is the most conservative town in all of California. All of California, the most conservative town fiscally. So we're screwed. They're not gonna. They don't. When they see raise taxes, they say no every time.
I believe 100% to my core that everything up to this point, except lately, everything up to this point as far as threatening to move to L.A. has all been negotiation on the part of the NFL and Spanos. And make no doubt about it, it's not just Spanos. There's revenue sharing in the NFL. These 32 guys share revenue. This is giant business, and the Chargers are just one cog in that giant business. And they're on the bottom, in terms of franchise value. So the NFL is going to dictate where these teams play. That's how it is, bottom line. And I guarantee they don't. I guarantee the NFL doesn't even want the Chargers in LA. I guarantee it.
Right.
For what? There's no reason for the LA to. They'd much rather have a market in 2 markets in Southern California instead of 2 teams in 1 market.
Right.
I mean, ticket sales for the Chargers anyways are pathetic, and then you try to split it amongst all those other people paying for their more preferred teams. You're not going to be filling seats for that. Although maybe it'll spawn cheaper seats.
Yeah.
And
thanks for the talk, dude. I got to get going, guys. It was really
Hey, Johnny, thanks for listening, bro. Thanks for
Johnny,
participating.
Thank you.
Calling in, man.
Maintain that 3.5, bro.
Oh no, it's not 3.8, 3.5. That's the difference.
3.5.
Exactly.
3.5, brother.
Okay, my brothers. Later. Good talking to everybody.
See you, man. You too.
Bye.
That's got to be more like his blood alcohol level.
0.35.
Yeah, he's getting sloshy. Johnny's getting sloshy. All right. So we're going to skip, for those, who are fortunate enough to download this, we were going to do some other segments like a movie review of Rogue One, but my illustrious partner did not find the time in order to see this epic film. So next week, hopefully, we'll bring. Well, we've got the superheroes and stupid zeros. If we want to,
we could save that too, because we've got some.
We can work that out a little bit more.
We can work that
one out a little bit more. So I guess we can just say we've pretty much done what we've got to do. We didn't use our
first show.
Yeah, not bad. Let's see. Where's my outro song? Hold on, Jimmy. Let's see here. There it is. Okay. So we're going to end the show with a Nina Simone song, and hopefully anybody that does listen enjoys it. And we're going to sign off once it's over. Jimmy Sly, dude, thanks for hanging and calling, brother. I love you so much.
Yeah, Jimmy. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man, I love you too, man. Good show.
Yeah. Every Thursday, buddy. We're hoping it'll be entertaining, and I hope everybody else felt entertained. Yeah. And hey, let's wrap up. I thought that went well.
I think it went pretty well too.
It goes
a lot faster than I expected.
Your wife mentioned that she has some constructive criticism.
She mentioned that to me as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear that.
You know what? The truth is, being our first show, we're rough as fuck. So,
sure.
But we don't change for no one.
That's right.
All right, to all the people, this has been the Full Mental Racket podcast, episode number 1. And I'm going to say God bless and good gravy. Agent Psyte out.
Merry Christmas. Peace.